The top story for the Black Belt this week is about the Dallas County schools being taken over by the state. There was a vote at the State Board of Education on yesterday, to take over the Dallas County schools. One of the main reasons is because there is about $12 million in federal funds that have been improperly used without going through the proper channels. So we had a reporter there. Brad Fisher was on the scene in Montgomery, and he sent us these videos so we can hear from the state superintendent, Eric Mackey, about what his take on the takeover and why it was important. So we're going to listen to these two videos, and this is Eric Mackey.
There's no accusation about this money, somebody taking the money and running off. It's just that the money was not spent using the proper procurement processes, allegedly. And so we're working on that. We're going to be in there, I think, for a few years, I would say. I think a minimum of 2 years, and it's possible we could leave after that. We're going to be working on appointing a superintendent, because Superintendent Sampson has said that he's leaving this summer. And so again, I've been talking with him about the step down process and the handover process. Dr. Boyd will be working on that, but we'll be choosing the next superintendent, and we'll choose somebody to work through the intervention, after which time, local board may do its own superintendent, same thing that we're doing in Bessemer. We've not allowed the Bessemer board to have any input into choosing the next superintendent. And we did the same thing in Montgomery. We chose a superintendent while we're in there, but when we leave the intervention, then the board will be able to choose their own person again. Dallas County, I'll say one more thing about it. It's just, they have other issues too, because their enrollment is dropping. So they have about half the number of students they had 20 years ago. They're down to about 1,700 students, and it's dropping precipitously every year. And that is part of the financial issue, because they have less and less and less and less money coming in every year, because they are losing students. And of course, your state funding is based on the number of students you have. And so as their finances are declining, they have this possibly big debt that they have to pay, and it's going to be quite a knot to untangle.
You mentioned that Dr. Boyd was going to be.
I'll come back.
So that is the first interview. I want to share the other one too, because this one talks about, this is Dr. Mackey also talking about the board.
We had, there was, Sumter County and Bessemer both had some really difficult internal board situations. Sumter County is certainly working a lot better. I have a lot of concerns ongoing about Bessemer's board. They still are not getting along well, not working well with Dr. Boyd, and so we're gonna continue to get through that. But the board in Dallas County, I think they realize that this is a different kind of situation with the financial problem they have, and they actually want to have that help.
Everybody, we have time for about maybe one or two.
So that's interesting. So I want to mention Dr. Boyd is going to be the appointed superintendent for Dallas County, or administrator over, as representing the state. He also is overseeing the other two districts in the state that have been taken over, and that is Bessemer and Sumter County. And I think he's Bessemer and now Dallas. So it's going to be interesting to see how he balances between those two. And yeah, we will not have, we hear about board issues and getting along boards. It sounds like there is a worse situation in other communities than there is perhaps in Dallas County.
Right. So, at least our board is communicating, may not be getting the right things done, but at least they're communicating and willing to work with the state to get this problem solved.
Right. And it's going to be at least a 2-year. And we had previously reported that the superintendent of Dallas County Schools was not going to renew his contract in June. So we had previously reported that. This has been going on since last summer. So I'm sure the superintendent was aware that this was going on and that it would not be in the greatest interest to